guys, and welcome back to my channel. My name is Mariah, and here on my channel I post lifestyle, university, and physiotherapy related content. So if you're interested in that, make sure you subscribe, notice bell to all, so now this video. As many of you know, I am currently on my last placement, hence the title, and I thought I would update you what I've been getting up to on this elective placement of mine. So let's get into it. So for my elective placement, I am currently doing respiratory. Let's just say respiratory, makes things easier. So I spent time on the respiratory ward, I've spent time on ICU, which is where my educators are typically based, which has been interesting. So far I'm at a halfway point. I'm just going to switch hands here. So far I'm at a halfway point. So I finished my second week and I have 2 more weeks because my elective placement is 4 weeks long. I know, not a lot of time, but hey, you know, you get a good taster of things and I'm enjoying it. I'm enjoying it. So far, I've never really seen a lot of people with a tracheostomy. So I've seen people with a tracheostomy. I've gotten to kind of feel a little less daunted. Basically the environment is environment's intense. Pardon the pun, you know, intensive unit. But anyway, but no, the environment's a bit intense, but I'm getting comfortable with it, which is great. I feel less like, oh, going into ICU, like, oh, don't leave me in this room alone, because obviously there's so many wires and so many things. But I feel like the more I'm getting to understand what I'm looking at, the more comfortable I feel, which is nice. Hopefully I get to do a bit of deep suctioning. I've done it before on my last respiratory placement, which, if you're new here, was my pediatric respiratory placement. I did deep suctioning then, and it'd be nice to do it again because obviously like anatomically and respiratory wise in general, kids are different to adults. So if you're suctioning a child, you aim down, whereas if you're suctioning an adult, you aim to the opposite eye. For example, so it'll be interesting to see if how I find doing that. I don't know. I kind of want to try it, but we'll see. We'll see if the opportunity arises. But otherwise, I'm happy being on the other ward, which is a similar setup to what I'm accustomed to, where it's your typical you got your different bays and you know, someone may need a walking with you need to mobilize with them, maybe a walking aid or an initial assessment or do a little bit of percussion stuff. I haven't done any hands-on respiratory techniques myself, other than Yanka suctioning a patient I've done in this placement. I've done it before in previous placements, other respiratory techniques, but so far on this placement, I've done a little bit of auscultation. I did a little bit of, I think, VIBS in my first week on someone, if I remember correctly. But since then, I haven't done any hands-on techniques in that sense. But I did enjoy, though, last week when I was getting my own patients to see, which was nice, because I like getting to be able to crack on with things, especially now, this being my last placement. And, you know, it's when you're in your last placement, you're expected to, be at a point where, a band 5 and you have your own caseload and you do all of this kind of stuff. And so it's, really nice when you don't feel like you're just constantly shadowing around your educator or shadowing someone, and you're given, your own responsibilities, which is really nice. And I'm enjoying it. I'm getting used to, you know, the early mornings and the commute across London and all of that. I'm not gonna lie, the first week I was out for the count. But probably because I have been rather tired recently with finishing up the semester and then traveling to Sweden and then obviously placement right after that. It's been a lot going on, finishing up dissertation. There's so much going on within this time frame. But so far, if I'm thinking about areas of where I would specialize, and this may be biased just based off the fact that most of my experience has been in respiratory, I would say it would be respiratory. When starting my when I knew I wanted to become a physio and all of that, I always knew that so 2 things. I always knew that I wasn't really a fan of MSK, that kind of type of things. And I've never done a placement in it, so until I do a placement in it, I can't necessarily say completely for sure. But I don't, based off what I know about it and what I've done about it and the skills I've used on the ward that are under that bracket type of thing, it's not for me. But I've always been I enjoy neuro, which I do, and I still do enjoy neuro. I don't know, it's just slightly different to, not different to what I expected. It's just, I feel like a little bit more sense of reward from respiratory. Just because I get that immediate, like, recognition for my work. I feel like in terms of like if someone is suctioning and they improve, like their SATs improve immediately, like doing ACBT or doing those deep breathing exercises, things like that. Like those immediate responses make me feel like wow, I'm actually making an impact. Or I'm like wow, I'm glad I remembered this kind of thing, and I feel like rather proud of myself. But I feel like with some other techniques, it's like oh, okay, like these results you're gonna see them later, kind of thing. But yeah. Yeah. It's going well. I had my halfway meeting, and marking's going well. If you have to have the same mark scheme that I have in Birmingham, I'm pretty sure everybody is under the same one now. But it's just so long with the 10 domains and everything, and it obviously takes a bit of time. But doing well so far, considering 2 weeks in, halfway point, blah blah blah. So only up from here really. But yeah, only up from here. I'll probably do a review at the end, like saying how I found it and everything. But yeah, I'm gonna wrap this one up here. It was a quick little one, little update on how I'm finding things. And I will see you guys in another video. Bye guys!